I was curious. Like, I went to a website because we were curious. I was like, we were talking about parking enforcement and how like you've seen them like perched and like waiting. And of course, you realize like, oh, they must work on a quota. Like, there's no way that that you make the same amount of money and get the same amount of respect as a parking enforcement officer if you come back to the office and be like, everybody parked great today. Like, they're going to be like, I don't believe you. Fuck you. Like, so it's one of those unfortunate things. So like, people have stories about like, I could see the fucker waiting for me, like waiting for the car. I'm like, well, they kind of, it's like, it's like, it's just sad. Like, I mean, what, but then I heard somebody told me like, it's beyond what I even think. It's not even a quota. It's like they work on commission. Which to me crosses a line where it's like, well, of course that means that to me when I hear that means that they're getting paid less than minimum wage. A quota, it's like, well, okay, probably maybe a necessary evil I'd be able to argue because like, what are you supposed to do? But like that commission thing, it's like, oh, this behavior is just like it's a door, and then you get these like. But anyways, I was like, wait, aren't those people all cops? Somebody was telling me this story. Sort of. About they were watching a guy, they were having coffee, they watched a guy, classic story. Some of you have been in it or at least seen it. The meter's 5 seconds from running out. The parking enforcement person's standing there waiting. They take their pen out, they start writing the thing. They probably use emojis now, I don't know. But the person runs out. I've been this guy. Runs out like, come on, I'm out here with the change in my hand to do the thing. We used to have this thing called change. And and by the way, misnomer, change nothing. That laugh made me want to kill myself. Would have preferred silence than that pity.
So it changed your life.
But by the way, that was a facetious statement. If you're having thoughts of self-harm, you should talk to somebody. And then they have the big argument because it's like, oh, when the pen hits the paper and all this stuff. And my friend said that he was there for this. He was watching. He's having coffee. He's just watching this thing transfixed. And the guy is so frustrated, so outraged, and he shoves the parking enforcement person. And the parking enforcement person did not react it's almost like maybe not it happens all the time, but they're just like they didn't react like they just like cool as a cucumber and then they walked over to their thing and got on a CB, and the person was just sitting there having coffee, so they're there 10 minutes later with like just like swarms of parking enforcement people, not cops. Just all of the parking enforcement people. Yeah. Like they all got the call. There must be like a code red like kind of thing where like someone crossed the thin baby paper blue line.
So they all just start writing tickets.
I don't know. Yeah, apparently they didn't do anything, but it was just this show of force, which it was just like they're like sitting there, like leaning against cars, like looking at the guy, and it was like, well, wait, aren't they cops? Isn't that assault? And they're like, no, they're not quite cops. They're officers. So we started we got online. We're like, what? How does this work? If you're a parking enforcement, if you've ever worked in parking enforcement, please, like, you're listening to this, like, I don't know.
Fuck right off.
No, we'd love to. I'd love to talk to you as a guest. I think that would be an amazing guest. I think we'd love to hear your stories and like how that works. I'm not kidding. I mean, don't you think that would be like if you met a parking enforcement officer at a party, wouldn't you have like several questions?
Why are you an asshole? Did you go to college?
That's not. They're not assholes in here.
Who invited you?
They're doing a job no one wants to do. I'm not saying like they're all heroes, but I'm just saying like they're not. Come on. I mean that's. I was like, wait, how come I grew up thinking that the only way to become one was to have the chief tell you that your hijinks had gone on long enough and that the mayor's calling from downtown? Like I always thought that's why I never fucked with it. I always thought that like, oh man, these guys are like the worst of the worst cops. Like they're ready to snap. This guy could have been Mark Furman yesterday. Like he's like waiting for me to give him an excuse to put his like holdout 22 on my body and sprinkle cocaine on my face and just leave me in an alley.
Wachowski, the murderer was parked in front of your house.
And they're like,
And
no.
you let him go. And now you're going to be a parking attendant.
And that would be a funny bit, was like, because I was like, he's like, I'm going to the website, like, how do you become a parking enforcement officer? And it was like, you couldn't figure it out. And I was like, see, I told you, because the list is like hidden from the public. And then when we started riffing the list, it was like, well, if the mayor is sick of your shit, like, or if, like just the kind of like the prerequisites of becoming a thing in web form would have been funny, like the bullet points. First, you need a writ from the chief that he's been torn a new asshole. Yeah, and it goes on and on from there. And what am I, Jay Leno? It's not gonna fly. I didn't really write any of them. I don't care what you think. I'm getting over an approval addiction. It's important for me to tell you to go fuck yourself. It's not. But I want you to not have to pay for therapy, to know that shouldn't matter to you. I didn't mean it. I'm thinking about myself.
Finally.